Does this sound familiar? It's 3 in the morning, and once again, you find yourself making the weary trip to the bathroom. And it's not the first time tonight. This constant interruption doesn't just wreck your sleep, it robs you of energy, clarity, and vitality the next day. With each dark, half-asleep walk, you feel frustration eating away at you, while your partner, of course, sleeps soundly without a care. You ask yourself, why me? Is this just what happens when you get older? Many people think so, resigning themselves to chronic fatigue, the fear of stumbling in the dark, and the belief that they'll never again sleep through the night. But I'm here to tell you something very clearly. It doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to accept a life of broken sleep and exhausting days. I'm Dr. Juliana, a specialist in men's health focused on men over 60. I've devoted my career to unraveling the mysteries of the bladder and urinary system. Today, I'm not here to give you generic advice. I'm here to share with you a key strategy in urology, a method about how, and more importantly, when, to drink water that will finally allow you to reclaim your nights. It's such a simple, logical technique, and yet so often ignored that you'll wonder how you never knew it before. Stay with me, because this knowledge won't just change your nights, it could change your life. Before I give you the solution, I want you to understand the real scope of this issue. Did you know that up to 70% of adults over the age of 60 wake at least once a night to urinate? And for many, it's 2, 3, or even more times. This has a name, nocturia, and let me be very clear, while it's common, it is not normal. It's not an inevitable toll of aging. It's an alarm bell ringing in the night, a warning signal from your body, and the consequences of ignoring it are far more serious than you might think. Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to reveal not just why it happens, but the precise strategy, the very method we teach our patients to break this exhausting cycle. I promise that the final revelation could change your nights forever. Section 1. The silent epidemic and its hidden dangers. We call nocturia a silent epidemic for a reason. People don't talk about it. They suffer in private with embarrassment or resignation. But in my clinic, I hear the real stories. I hear from Carlos, a 72-year-old grandfather who loved building ships in bottles, but had to give it up because his hands shook from lack of sleep. A 68-year-old retired teacher who fell and broke her hip during one of her nighttime trips to the bathroom, an accident that cost her her independence. These are not just anecdotes, they're the harsh reality. The problem goes far beyond feeling tired. Let's be clear about the dangers hiding behind those trips to the bathroom. First, the risk of falls. In the dark, half asleep, your balance is poor. The path to the bathroom is an obstacle course, a rug, a piece of furniture, and the result could be a life-changing injury. For an older adult, a hip fracture can be the beginning of a rapid decline. Second, the blow to your cognitive health. Deep sleep is not a luxury, it's a necessity. During sleep, your brain performs a vital cleaning process. It consolidates memories and eliminates toxins accumulated throughout the day. When your sleep is fragmented night after night, this cleaning isn't done properly. The result is mental fog, difficulty concentrating, poor memory, and in the long term, a higher risk of neurodegenerative diseases. It's not age that makes you forgetful, it's the lack of quality sleep. Third, the pressure on your heart. Every time you wake up suddenly, your body releases stress hormones. Your blood pressure and heart rate spike. If this happens multiple times every night, you're putting your cardiovascular system under constant strain. Several studies link severe nocturia to an increased risk of hypertension and other heart problems. And finally, the emotional cost. Chronic fatigue robs you of joy, makes you irritable and anxious, and can lead to depression. It pulls you away from what you love, from the people you care about, and traps you in a cycle of exhaustion that's hard to escape. You stop feeling like yourself. Why does this happen more with age? There are several reasons. First, your body produces less antidiuretic hormone ADH at night. ADH tells your kidneys to slow urine production while you sleep. With less ADH, your urine factory keeps running at full speed. Second, bladder capacity can decrease. And third, something few people know, fluid redistribution. If your ankles swell slightly during the day, that fluid doesn't just disappear. When you lie down, gravity no longer keeps it in your legs. It returns to your bloodstream, passes through your kidneys, and ends up in your bladder, waking you up a few hours later. Now that you understand the seriousness of the problem and the science behind it, we're ready to dismantle the myths and build the solution. Section 2. Busting the myths. The mistakes that only make things worse. We need to stop doing the wrong things. Most people, with the best intentions, make mistakes that actually worsen nocturia. Let's break down the 3 most common myths. Myth number 1. To avoid peeing at night, I drink as little water as possible during the day. This is the most frequent mistake. And believe me, the most counterproductive. It sounds logical, right? Less water in means less urine out. But your body isn't that simple. When you dehydrate yourself during the day, your urine becomes highly concentrated. This concentrated urine can irritate the bladder walls. Imagine pouring lemon juice on a cut. This irritation can make your bladder more sensitive, sending urgent go now signals even when it's not full. Plus, when you finally drink something in the evening to calm that thirst, your body, having been in water-saving mode, tries to process that fluid all at once, often doing so at night. Ironically, drinking too little during the day can lead to more nighttime bathroom trips. Myth number 2. The problem is that I have a small bladder. I've always been this way. While some people may have a slightly smaller functional bladder capacity, in the vast majority of adult nocturia cases, the problem isn't the size of the tank, your bladder, but the nighttime production rate of the factory, your kidneys. As we said, reduced ADH production and fluid returning from the legs are the real culprits. You could have the largest bladder in the world, but if your kidneys keep making urine non-stop, you'll still wake up. Blaming a small bladder is an excuse that prevents you from addressing the root cause. And no, it's not something you just have to live with. Support technique 2. The gravity elevator. Manage fluids. Remember that fluid that returns from your legs? Can we get ahead of that process? The solution is what I call the gravity elevator. 1 or 2 hours before bedtime, while you read or watch TV, raise your legs above heart level. Rest them on pillows, the sofa, or your bed. This way, you use gravity to your advantage, encouraging that fluid to return to your circulation before you go to sleep. Your kidneys will process it, and you can eliminate it during your double voiding routine. You're essentially milking your legs proactively so they don't do it into your bladder while you sleep. Wearing compression socks during the day also helps significantly to prevent fluid buildup. Support technique 3. Salt control. We use a pinch of salt in the morning, but too much salt in your overall diet is a disaster for nocturia. When you consume a lot of salt, your body retains water to dilute it, making you thirstier and leading you to drink more. Plus, your kidneys have to work twice as hard to eliminate that salt, and to do so, they need water, which turns into urine. Check processed foods, cured meats, and ready-made meals. Cooking at home gives you control. Reducing salt not only helps your bladder, but also supports healthy blood pressure. We've unmasked nocturia, not as a mere nuisance, but as a thief of life. We've shattered the myths that kept you trapped, and I've given you the keys, the ASE method, and the support techniques to take back control. I think of my patient Carlos, the one who built ships in bottles. After just 2 weeks on this protocol, he called me. His voice sounded stronger. "Doctor," he said, "last night I slept 7 straight hours. 7. I couldn't remember what that felt like. This morning my hands weren't shaking. I'm back in my workshop. I'm not just sleeping more, I feel alive again. That transformation is possible for you starting tonight. Reclaiming your sleep is a decision. The decision to apply what you've learned. Your action plan: advance your hydration, most of it before 4 p.m. Smooth and interrupt, reduce fluid in the evening, and respect the sacred 2-hour no-drink window before bed. Support your body. Practice double voiding, elevate your legs, and control salt intake. Myth number 3. A glass of wine or a beer relaxes me and helps me sleep. It can't be that bad. This is a particularly harmful myth. While alcohol may make you sleepy at first, it actually sabotages your rest, especially when it comes to nighttime bathroom visits. Alcohol is a strong diuretic, but worse, it abruptly shuts down the release of that valuable ADH hormone. So, by drinking alcohol before bed, you're creating a terrible combo. First, adding extra fluid, and second, disabling your body's brake on nighttime urine production. It's the perfect recipe for nocturia. On top of that, alcohol disrupts sleep quality and often causes you to wake up in the second half of the night, right when your bladder is also saying enough. Avoiding alcohol, especially in the hours before bed, is one of the most effective changes you can make. Now that you know what doesn't work, you've taken a huge step forward. The ground is clear. You're ready for the strategy that actually works. Section 3. The Smart Hydration Strategy, the method, the core of our discussion. This is the method that has restored sleep to countless patients. Forget about drinking less. The new mantra is drink more intelligently. The method is a 5-step strategy, easy to remember. ASI is an acronym in Spanish. Adelanta tu hidratación. Advance your hydration. Suaviza la transición. Smooth the transition. Interrumpe a tiempo. Interrupt on time. We'll go through it step by step, and then I'll add two extra keys for a fail-proof protocol. Step 1. A. Advance your hydration. Load up in the morning. The key principle is to take in most of your fluids in the first half of the day. The golden rule I give my patients is try to consume 75% of all your daily fluids before 4 p.m. How do you do this? Upon waking, start with 1 or 2 good glasses of water to reactivate your system. Keep a bottle handy and take small, consistent sips. Don't wait until you're thirsty, because thirst is already a sign of dehydration. With lunch, have another glass of water. By doing this, you give your kidneys the whole day to process fluids while you're upright and active. You're working with your body, not against it. By 4 p.m., you'll be perfectly hydrated, and that's when you can begin preparing for the night. Step 2. S. Smooth the transition. Ease into it. After 4 p.m., don't cut off water suddenly. This is the landing phase. From that time until dinner, reduce your intake, maybe half a glass if you're thirsty. Dinner is key. Try to eat at least 3 hours before bedtime. During dinner, drink only what you need to help with your meal. Just a few sips, not a full glass. This gradual reduction signals your body that it's time to slow urine production. Step 3. I. Interrupt on time. The sacred zone. This is the strictest and perhaps most important step. Create a sacred 2-hour window before bedtime in which you drink absolutely no fluids. If you go to bed at 10 p.m., your last sip should be at 8 p.m. No exceptions. This 2-hour window is the time your kidneys need to complete their final filtration and send that last bit of urine to your bladder before you sleep. If you drink within those 2 hours, your kidneys will still be working full throttle when your head hits the pillow, almost guaranteeing a 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. bathroom trip. If your mouth feels dry, rinse without swallowing or take the tiniest sip, but not a glass. This rule is sacred. That's the AC method, but now come 2 bonus steps that take it to the next level. Step 4. The electrolyte anchor. Improve absorption. This is a small trick to help your body use water more efficiently. Hydration isn't just about drinking water, it's about getting that water into your cells. Electrolytes help. It's simple. In your first glass of water in the morning, add a pinch, and I mean a pinch, of unrefined sea salt and a squeeze of lemon juice, which helps water get absorbed into cells, and the lemon provides potassium. This can make your morning hydration more effective, reducing afternoon thirst. Step 5. The smart dinner. Control the saboteurs. Control the saboteurs. What you eat at your last meal is as important as what you drink. For your final meal of the day, avoid very spicy or acidic foods. Avoid large amounts of sugar or simple carbs, which can increase urine production. Foods with a high water content, like soups, watermelon, or cucumbers, are better earlier in the day. Chocolate and caffeine stimulate the bladder, and of course, no coffee, tea, or soda. Instead, choose a dinner rich in protein and cooked vegetables. This keeps blood sugar stable and doesn't overload your system. There you have it, the complete ASE method. It's not magic, it's applied science. Section 4. Support techniques. Maximizing results. If the ASE method is the engine, these techniques are the high-performance tires. They're supporting strategies that maximize results. Support technique 1. Double voiding. Make sure the tank is empty. Have you ever gone to the bathroom right before bed, only to feel the urge again 20 minutes later? That's because you didn't completely empty your bladder. The double voiding technique is simple but powerful. Just before bed, go to the bathroom and sit on the toilet. Yes, men, you too. Sitting relaxes the pelvic floor muscles and allows for more complete emptying. When you finish, don't get up, relax. Then lean slightly forward and try to urinate again. You'll be surprised how often a little more comes out. That little more can be the difference between sleeping through the night and waking at 3 a.m. Make it your ritual. Support technique 2. The gravity elevator. Manage fluids. Remember that fluid that returns from your legs? Can we get ahead of that process? The solution is what I call the gravity elevator. 1 or 2 hours before bedtime, while you read or watch TV, raise your legs above heart level. Rest them on pillows, the sofa, or your bed. This way, you use gravity to your advantage, encouraging that fluid to return to your circulation before you go to sleep. Your kidneys will process it, and you can eliminate it during your double voiding routine. You're essentially milking your legs proactively so they don't do it into your bladder while you sleep. Wearing compression socks during the day also helps significantly to prevent fluid buildup. Support technique 3. Salt control. We use a pinch of salt in the morning, but too much salt in your overall diet is a disaster for nocturia. When you consume a lot of salt, your body retains water to dilute it, making you thirstier and leading you to drink more. Plus, your kidneys have to work twice as hard to eliminate that salt, and to do so, they need water, which turns into urine, processed foods, cured meats, and ready-made meals. Cooking at home gives you control. Reducing salt not only helps your bladder, but also supports healthy blood pressure. We've unmasked nocturia, not as a mere nuisance, but as a thief of life. We've shattered the myths that kept you trapped, and I've given you the keys, the ASE method, and the support techniques to take back control. I think of my patient, Carlos, the one who built ships in bottles. After just 2 weeks on this protocol, he called me. His voice sounded stronger. "Doctor," he said, "last night I slept 7 straight hours. 7. I couldn't remember what that felt like. This morning, my hands weren't shaking. I'm back in my workshop. I'm not just sleeping more. I feel alive again." That transformation is possible for you starting tonight. Reclaiming your sleep is a decision, the decision to apply what you've learned. Your action plan. Advance your hydration, most of it before 4 p.m. Smooth and interrupt. Reduce fluid in the evening and respect the sacred 2-hour no-drink window before bed. Support your body. Practice double voiding, elevate your legs, and control salt intake. You now have the knowledge, You have the tools. The power to change your nights is in your hands. You don't have to resign yourself to this. If this information has been valuable to you, I ask 3 simple things. First, click the like button so this video can reach more people who need it. Second, subscribe so you don't miss other health tips that could change your life. And third, this is very important to me. I want you to scroll down to the comments right now and tell me how many times you wake up each night. Share your number. There's no shame here. This is a community of people who completely understand what you're going through. By writing it down, you're not only taking the first step, but you're also helping others realize they're not alone in this struggle. Thank you for your time and your trust. Now go and get ready for the best night's sleep you've had in years. You deserve it.